Hey everyone, it's Crimson Cavalier, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. In our last episode, we went into the Tower of the Gods and passed the test, and we were deemed a true hero. This time, we've entered a magical portal that opened up in the ocean and have gone underwater, it seems, to a monochrome kind of world. Where are we exactly? Well, the King of Red Lions has decided that there is not enough time to explain it to us. But looking around, we can see that it looks like the world is frozen in time. He wants us to go inside and gather an item that will be important in the quest. So, well, let's go inside and see exactly what it is that he wants us to grab. We can see that there are various enemies all over the place, and they are indeed frozen in time. We cannot engage them in battle, and they cannot engage us. But it does look like the place is in ruins. There are knocked over pillars everywhere, pieces of wood all over the place. And if we take a look around, the place is completely infested with enemies. I mean, they are everywhere, and there are a bunch of them. And we're getting a message from the King of Red Lions. All right, Link, I'll need you to listen to me for a moment. The item you seek is hidden somewhere in this castle. To find it, you must find the entrance to the basement. But that entrance has been blocked by a mighty threshold, firmly sealed to prevent evil from ever gaining access. Do you know where to search and what you must do to open the hidden way? You will find a clue in the shape of the heraldry near where we arrived at the castle. I really don't understand why he doesn't just tell you. Either way, let's continue to explore for a little bit before we continue. If we exit out the other side, we see these banners appear, and they are also frozen. There seems to be no breeze whatsoever. Off in the distance, we can see a couple of mountains and a strange looking tower, and more mountains over there. And it seems like this whole place is surrounded by a mystical barrier that kind of knocks us back if we try to go any further. What a weird place. Well, for right now, let's just go back inside and take a look at a couple of more interesting little bits of information. If we make our way back upstairs where we first came in, there are two portraits on either side of the main entrance that I want to take a look at. The first one, actually get a better view from over here, and I actually do have the telescope equipped already. That looks like a portrait of a king, and he's got a mighty big beard, a crown, and what looks like some sort of collar, weird looking collar. Interesting. Even more interesting is the portrait on the other side of the entrance. If we come around and take a look at this one, um, do you guys see what I see? Well, here in the middle we have a princess looking figure. To her right, we have a wise looking advisor, I would say, with thick glasses. To her left, um, an attendant with buck teeth. Further over, another weird looking guy with a mustache. Behind her looks like a trio of burly bodyguards. These guys look familiar to anyone else? Because they look mighty familiar to me. Anyway, with that little bit of foreshadowing, let's take a crack at this puzzle. So what we have here is the symbol of a Triforce and 3 triangular pieces scattered around. And there are also 3 triangular blocks that are going to try to prevent us from solving the puzzle. It's not a difficult puzzle. So basically, whatever angle you grab this from, it will rotate on a corner. I mean, you're seeing it on screen. It's the best way I can describe it. So what we want to do is pull these guys so that they form the Triforce. And finally, the last one. You can also push them, and I don't know if it matters if you get trapped in there or not. But I don't think it matters if you can't get trapped. So basic enough. So the statue of what appears to be the hero of time will shift out of the way, revealing the entrance to a hidden basement. Did not mean to climb up here. But yeah, let's just take a quick look. Seems to be carrying a particular weapon. And I wonder if the shield, particular shield, yep, it looks like a certain shield that we... Let's jump inside and see what treasure the King of Red Lions told us to come get. There's a lot to do in this room in terms of Legend of Zelda lore. And this is one of my favorite parts in the entire game. So we're being talked to by the King of Red Lions. He tells us, "Excellent, Link. To perceive such a puzzle and decipher it is no small feat. Now take the sword that lies before you. It is none other than the Master Sword, the blade of evil's bane. It is the only sword that can banish Ganon from the world above. And indeed ahead of us is the one and only Master Sword." You've got the Master Sword, the legendary blade with the power to repel evil, once wielded by the legendary hero himself. We have the Master Sword. And before we continue, I'd like to take a look around this room. So here we have a stained glass window depicting the Triforce. Over here, if we can get a good look. Why, it's none other than Ruto. And hanging above her head, that's right, it's her, what was it, the pendants? Who do we have here? Why, that sage from the Temple of Time. Moving on, yes, it is Saria herself. And above her head, yeah. Moving on, we have a depiction of Ganon. Not Ganondorf, but Ganon in his final form. Who do we have over here? None other than Darunia. And above him, that's right, looks like Impa, with the symbol of the Sheikah above her. And not to be forgotten, what was her name? Narubu? I don't remember. But yeah, all of the sages that were awakened, awakened by the hero of time in the olden days. This is a little sanctuary dedicated to that moment in time. This is indeed a sequel to Ocarina of Time and therefore Majora's Mask. If there was any doubt, this room right here settles that question. And also, clearly, that Master Sword was some sort of key that was shutting the door to some sort of magical force that had sealed this place in time and had frozen the entire world. And with that key removed, well, everyone's awake now. And that is trouble. Because as strong as we have become, it would be foolish to try to take on every single bad guy here at the same time. So let's be smart about it and take on these guys one at a time. I will say, however, that the Master Sword is a lot stronger than your hero's blade or whatever weapon we had previously. Yeah, so they're dead now. It's pretty much twice as strong, so that's really nice. Now, if you were thinking of just running out here without killing all these bad guys, no, you're mistaken. You definitely have to kill every single enemy. But don't worry, there is an actual, I think, easier way to do this. And that is by using the bow. And we only have 5 arrows, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Well, that was stupid. I like to lure them one by one. I really hate these guys. I really hate everyone. I hate all of the enemies. Oh man, my aim is bad. It is a little bit easier if you hit them with arrows from far away, and if I had any more arrows, I could actually snipe them from the balconies, and it would make it a lot easier. So I hope I can find arrows in these jars, although I'm assuming I'm not going to find very many. Even the dark nuts really don't become that difficult of an enemy. Really, as long as you can take them on one at a time, these guys are a lot easier than they ever have been. Now, dark nuts, of course, are still tougher than moblins, but the master sword really makes them a lot easier. Right, we have 30 arrows, and we can actually do what I wanted to do. That is snipe the enemies from above. Work smarter, not harder, is one of my favorite sayings. So if we can actually get these guys dead and not actually have to fight them, I actually find that to be a good thing. And we don't really have to kill them with the arrows, we can just weaken them. So we don't have to actually waste all of our arrows trying to completely kill them. We just have to... There we go. Oh, he's dead. Okay, well... That's not gonna work. I thought maybe I could hit him and cut his armor off with an arrow, a well-placed arrow. No such luck. That is actually one enemy down that we don't have to deal with. And if we come to this side, we can actually try to take on... Man, my aim is terrible with the bow in this game. And I think that Dark Knight has spotted me, but he's kind of stuck on the wall. And I think that's it for that Moblin. And he lost interest. Which actually suits me just fine. And that'll do. We have 6 arrows left, and I think we've taken out enough enemies that I think we can go down there. and have an easier time of it. That's not what I meant. I meant to do this. And on, I really. You can actually block my swords. Oh, come on. There we go. That was dumb. I'll take the Knight's Crest and the arrows. And we'll make our way down to this direction. The rest of these guys shouldn't be hard to beat, so they're already pretty isolated. I thought I was rid of these moblins. I prefer to fight the Darknuts, believe it or not. I find them a lot less annoying. I don't understand how this guy can just be getting sliced and diced by me and still manage to block. I just don't understand the logic. I find that the Darknuts obey the rules of combat a little bit better. Oh, come on. There we go. Helmet off. I mean, I guess every enemy has his cheapness, his cheap points. Like these guys, they can attack really, really quickly together. So there are 3 left. I don't know if you can kill them with bombs, but let's give it a go. Because why not? I like these guys much better when they have their weapons because they're a lot more predictable. As dumb as that sounds. When they're on hand to hand, they're just, I don't know, they're a lot more annoying. That being said, I believe we are down to our last enemy. So, let's go down there and say hello. So as you can see, you don't have to do a parry move to cut his armor off. You just have to be facing behind him. See, those moves, they don't create a parry attack opportunity. And neither do those. So I really don't like fighting them when they don't have there he is. Oh, good grief. Away from me. I did not give you permission. And whatever, I'm just gonna take my items. And we are done. We can leave this place once and for all. And with all that being done, let's see what the Red King has to say to us. At long last, our preparations are complete. You must return to me so that we can return by the same path that brought us here. The time has come to save your sister from her prison in Forsaken Fortress. Now that is something I can get behind. So let's hop on and take the portal back up. So we sure have done a lot in the short amount of time. In the next episode, we're going to the Forsaken Fortress and we're going to face off against the evil that lives there and try to rescue our sister once again. So I hope you'll join me on the next episode of The Wind Waker. See you guys then.